Happy to be joined by Matt Upson to talk about this match, Matt. And Arsenal, we've been talking so much about the title race and Liverpool going away, but Arsenal, they're there. 15 Premier League games unbeaten, and with all the problems that they've had with injuries. How do you sum up the solutions that they've had to come up throughout the season with that many problems?
Well, they've had to work hard and they've had to dig deep for those solutions, and I'm sure Mikel Arteta and his staff will admit that themselves, that it's not been easy. And I think there's a catalogue of things that have happened this season that haven't been that easy to deal with, but you have to deal with it. There's no other option. And I think they're finding solutions all the time. They're finding a different solution today in the team, which is interesting.
Very.
But obviously goals are a big part of what they need defensively. For me, they're rock solid. Best record in the Premier League alongside Liverpool, not much between them, but it's getting the goals and that attacking edge with the players out that's really going to make the difference.
Talking about solutions, Mikel Merino, he's starting as a 9. Of course, he scored both goals against Leicester. He's a good header. He has good presence. He's an intelligent guy. You know, he's reading of the game. His runnings. But there is so much involved in the striker position, and Mikel Arteta himself, he said that it's different to start the player as a 9 than to make an impact. So do you believe that he can have the same impact starting as kind of a false 9? Because Mikel said ball. So do you think he can have the same impact starting as a 9 today against West Ham?
I think that you play centre forward to a team, you have a responsibility of leading the line, stretching other defenders, making centre backs feel like you're going to run them in behind. All these things which give your midfield players space. You can't just learn that in one game. Like, it's a trait that you have. What Merino has is the ability to arrive in the box, and he's fantastic in the air. He's shown it for Spain, he's shown it for Arsenal already this season, and Arsenal like to cross the ball. So you look at the makeup of him as a player, and you would say, yeah, it fits in the Arsenal system. He's very similar to Havertz in style and ability in the air. So I think he can play the role. It's not a permanent fix, but like we've already said, they're digging deep for options at the moment, and I think I can understand why it fits the bill.
Yeah, and you mentioned the crosses, and they do use the sides of the pitch a lot, and Ethan Waneri, he's been a revelation this season. Not only everyone knew how good he was, but the level of maturity and his execution from a defender perspective, Matt. How difficult is it to defend when you're facing a player who's executing so many roles in such a high quality way and fearless?
Yeah, I mean, where his position will be when he ends up will be great to see. I think he'll be the type of player that can play wide, can play central. He's a fantastic talent. You can see that from the moment he first broke into the team and he made his substitute appearances, and he scored a cracking goal against Bolton with his left foot. And you know, his left foot is excellent, similar to Saka coming in on that side. So you know, he's been a huge plus this season. I don't think there's a limit to how far he can go. I think he'll keep developing, but he's certainly an important player for Arsenal at the moment, and he's scoring some goals. You know,
7 goals in this Premier League season
exactly.
already.
I think there's only a couple of players under the age of 18 in Premier League history, Michael Owen being one of them, that has done that. So he's in good company with how young he is and the type of performances that he's putting in at the moment.
And with West Ham, it's a bit funny because they only have 1 win in 6 games with Graham Potter. He says he sees progress in the training especially, but how do you see this season? Because they're not involved in a relegation battle, they're not fighting for the top positions. How do you see the rest of the season panning out for them?
I think it's tough kind of watch for West Ham fans, in the sense that you've got a manager coming in that's going to try and lay a foundation for the future and how he's going to play, and I think that's going to be quite painful, and I think West Ham fans are seeing that. You're seeing it in the results. You know, he's not a manager coming to instantly get points and turn things around to keep West Ham up. Like you've mentioned, they're in an okay position in terms of relegation threat. So I think building for next season, getting his philosophy about how he wants to play into the team during matches is difficult with the players that you inherit. So they're in a tricky period, and I think you're going to get some quite indifferent performances. But you know, as a coach, I really respect the fact that he can lay that down.
Yeah, and they've been struggling especially in the striker position for options. And Jared Bowen, we know he can play there. He played as a false 9 many times already.
I mean, Evan Ferguson on the bench today is good for them. I think he can be an exciting option for West Ham.
Oh yes, definitely. And Bowen, he's been playing pretty much everywhere. So how do you feel the other attacking players can chip in to help Owen to carry the burden, you know?
Yeah, I think he's a player coming back to form as well after being out for a while. So you've got that going on. He'll probably play central today. I like him on the right. I think he's brilliant, the runs he makes and arriving and wide play. But again, centre forward wise, they haven't got a lot of options in terms of fitness of players fit. So I think he'll play, the team will support him, whether or not they'll play a back three. I'm looking at it, there's three centre backs there in Cresswell, Kilman and Todibo. I think they might go with that today.
Yeah, well, for Arsenal, they're trying to shorten the gap to leaders Liverpool in 5 points. So if they win today, they shorten this gap, and it can be a very important weekend because if you look at the title race, tomorrow you have Liverpool playing Manchester City. So this match here at the Emirates, Simon, can be a big one for Arsenal.
Thank you ever so much. Of course, elsewhere in the Premier League, in the lunchtime kickoff, it finished 2-2 in the end between Everton and Manchester United. United coming from 2-0 down to draw 2-2. Thought Everton had got a penalty right at the end, but in the end, it was ruled out. So 2-2 it finished. But a big result for Hibernian in the early kickoff in the Scottish Premiership today, beating Celtic by 2-1. Only the third defeat in the league this season for Celtic. Hibs' terrific run continues, now unbeaten in the last 13 in all competitions. Rangers
today. Why do you feel the team wasn't able to be at its best today?
Well, I think we started the game and we never get gripped of the game because we were so inconsistent with the ball. We started to give so many balls away, so we never got enough sequence of positive actions one after the other that could generate threat, momentum, win the territory and the areas that we want to conquer. And that allowed that the game was always a flick of a coin, you know, and they were very direct with the play. That team, when you allow them to run, especially with very simple giveaways, it's a dangerous team without really creating much. And the chance that they have, they put the ball in the box, they have the quality individually to deliver those moments. And after that becomes a difficult game, a more difficult game. We made some changes, we tried to generate some momentum, and we would look like we could get that. Then we get the red card as well, with another big mountain to climb. We tried to react to that with some of the adjustments, and we generated with a lot of energy, putting a lot of emotion, effort into it, but without really specific quality moments to unlock their back.
Yeah. Why did you feel that they struggled with the decision making today? Was it nerves at times?
I don't know. It's the general play from the beginning wasn't there, but after there were moments that we got a bit more of flow and credit to West Ham as well. The way they set up, they were really aggressive in their duels. Those 50-50 goals, they got away with it a lot of time, and yeah, when you are not at your best there, you have to be at your best in many other areas, and today wasn't the case.
Yeah, you mentioned West Ham being good on duels. They had a game plan. They were defending their box really well. But do you feel like it was also about not being able to create these connections, especially in that final third?
Yeah, because the moment we got into the areas, that then you have to unlock something, we didn't basically. But it's down to me as well. So it's my responsibility, and I don't want to take that into the players. But today we were not at the level required to convincingly be better in the position for long periods of the game.
How did you feel about the red card?
I don't know. I haven't seen the replay. I don't want to see it. It's done. The decision was made. Let's move
on. And finally, of course, there are still 12 games to be played, but it feels like a big blow in the title race, regardless of what happens tomorrow. How do you see it?
Yeah, because we've been very consistent. I think 15, 16 games in the Premier League without a defeat, winning in a convincing way, and today at home, when you have the opportunity now to generate again that momentum, you don't do it. So it is painful, but this is sport. Tomorrow is another day. We're still in February. There's a lot to play for, and we need to feel the pain today. I think we deserve that.
Thank you.
Yeah, first loss in 16 Premier League games. Plenty more reaction to that defeat for Arsenal on Sky.
got an easy game with the team, what they have at their disposal at the moment.
Martin, they had a clear game plan. They defended their box really well throughout the match. But why was it so hard today?
I don't think we played on our level. I don't think the performance from us was good enough. Struggled to really break through and to create the big chances that we normally create. So yeah, we lacked a little bit efficiency there, especially in the final third, final pass, the cross, arriving in the box, and then I think we let them run a bit too easy a few times, especially in the second half, and wasn't good enough.
Why do you feel there was at times this lack of composure in these decisions?
I don't know. I think we have to analyze the game. We have to look at the game back. But it's for sure we weren't good enough today, and we have to find solutions to that and make sure we improve. And it's a new game coming soon, so we have to make sure we are ready and strike back straight away.
Of course, there are injury problems, important injury problems, but how do you make sure you find the right connections? Was it about finding the right connections today?
Yeah, I think we have to focus on the players that are available, so I think we have enough quality to do more than what we did today, and as I said, I think we lack that quality, efficiency, especially in the final third around the box. We have to be sharper and better there and make sure we create more and score the goals that we need, and also the goal we concede is too easy, so there's a few things we can work on.
Mm-hmm. How do you come up with these solutions quickly? Because there are 12 games to play still, but you still are going to miss those players. And as you mentioned, you need to focus on the players you do have available.
Yeah, it's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We just have to make sure that we improve. As I said, we have a new game in a short time, and we're going to be ready and we're going to strike back. And that's the main thing now, to move on to that and make sure we do better.
And there are still a lot of games to be played, but it feels like a major blow to the title race. How does it feel for you guys?
Okay, we lost today and we're obviously really disappointed, but it's a long way to go. We have to look at the next game now, make sure we win that, and then work from there.
Yeah, you can see it in his face, Mercy. He knows the significance of that defeat today. And Natalie Gedra asking about solutions. If you're looking in the final third for solutions, well, we were saying it right from the off today, the cupboard's looking bare.
Yeah, I would have played.
Arnett,